Ooh, some people mad. People mad about that Ant-Man. Yeah, we talking bad about him.
Oh, are they?
Yeah, I got an email today.
Uh-oh.
Long email. I might read it. See, that's one thing I don't think y'all understand when we talked about Ant-Man. We don't what you got to
Sorry about that email, by the way.
No, I know. I knew it was you. He says, I just finished listening to your Ant-Man and the Wasp QUANTUMANIA review. While you make some good points, I can't help but think this review was way too harsh. And also, I'm going to read it like you wrote it. I can but think you guys saw a completely different movie than the one I saw because I think I see things that you guys didn't get. One, while I agree that putting Kang in an Ant-Man movie is an odd thing, I don't think he was wasted as you guys thought he was. MODOK has always been portrayed as a joke. In almost every version, he's still the same. A big head with little limbs. You can expect a goofy design from the comics to be taken seriously. Again, I argue. Are you using the whole thing
They do it all the time. They take something that looks goofy in the comics and make it cool.
Yeah.
And threatening.
A dude running around dressed like a clown.
And
They made him threatening.
MODOK has not always been a joke.
Yeah. I mean, again, we can argue this all the day. You know, a dude dressed like a bat. You can make that sound like it's a joke. A dude dressed like a bat running around. You can make anything cool. It's all in the writing. It's all in the design or whatever. You can make anything cool. He said, that being said, I agree with y'all on what you said about him in the third act. Which, man, I don't know what he said. What, was he wasted or something? In the most dramatic, centric entry in the Ant-Man... He said, it is the most dramatic, centric entry in the Ant-Man trilogy. Yes, it's full of jokes. So what? It doesn't change the fact that the tone is more different than the previous films. There's a lot of dramatic parts in here that you're glossing over as opposed to the previous films. Counterpoint, counter-argument. We said that there were some great moments in here, darkness, drama, whatever. We talked about the family moments between, at least I liked the moments between Scott Lang and his daughter. Every scene with that we had with Kang the Conqueror, we said was great. Mm-hmm. I even said, I couldn't go into details, but I said one of the flashbacks was really good, even though I didn't like the rest of the flashbacks in the movie. I said one was necessary and it was very good. I even said that when you had, at the beginning of the movie, when they even weren't joking around, when you had Michelle Pfeiffer and Michael Douglas together, I said those were some good scenes, I thought.
They have great chemistry.
Yeah, I think they do. This is the second time I've heard y'all use Disney as a critique in a review. First being Hulu's Hellraiser reboot. Keep in mind, he liked that.
I like that movie too.
Yeah, they liked it. I was the one that didn't care for it. When did it ever become a bad thing? Like, do you want it to be Batman versus Superman? Because I don't even know. You have to say what we're talking about with Disney. I don't know.
It's a weird comparison.
Yeah,
you're all over the place.
He's
sir.
all over the place.
Yeah, I can't keep track. Yeah,
I don't know what we said about Disney, and you know.
How does Batman versus Superman come into this?
And I don't understand it either. James Gunn and Kevin Feige are cool with each other. Feige has made it clear he supports James Gunn being the head of DC. Quit acting like there's some made-up war with these franchises, like it's fucking football. We said he got fired from Disney, you know, and he's probably is not happy about that. But you know, and we never said he had anything with Kevin Feige. In fact, we've been aware that Kevin Feige was not part of that decision. But I'm sure he's.
Boy, this guy's putting words in our mouths.
There's a lot. There's a lot.
James Gunn.
Now we're on James Gunn. Where does James Gunn fit into this?
I just said James Gunn. I don't even know what that is. I don't know why I said it. Yeah. P.S. By the way you read this, Chris Herman had already given his review, and as usual, like with the Fableman's Avatar, The Way of Water, he'll be harsher on it. And I already have my Jack Daniels bottle and glasses ready.
Oh, is that
put 'em away.
true?
PS2. I
PS2.
agree, y'all. I agree with y'all. What they did with Michael Douglas. That's okay. I don't know. You putting details what we said. Anyway. Okay. So listen. All right. So some things you agree with this on, some things you don't. I'm gonna pass it to this man, but let me just say real quick. You have to understand that when we give our opinions, I'm by no way telling people not to enjoy the movie. In fact, I hope people do enjoy the movie. You're not supposed to listen to me and then go in there and already have your opinion made. You're supposed to go in there and enjoy the movie for yourself. And if you enjoyed the movie, that's what, I can't speak for everybody else, but that's what I want. I don't care if people like movies that I like or don't. You're the ones going to be spending your money. You're going to be spending your time. I could, unless a movie is just terribly offensive, if it's something I don't like, I don't care. I don't get offended if people like something I don't like. So don't think that because I gave my opinion, I wasn't crazy about it, that no one else should like it. In fact, they have the audience score out for this, and the audience score is like 89%, which the audience score is always going to be higher. Audience scores are always going to be something where people go in and either hate a movie or go in the review bomb a movie, or for the most part, most of the time, people don't go in like us. They just say, if anything, some people say, man, I'm giving this a good review because I'm just able to leave the house and do something. So, but it doesn't matter to me. If most people like something I don't like, then great. I don't ever want people to have feel like they wasted their time or their money or whatever. Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah. Just to start, I really enjoyed the first Ant-Man film. Felt like a nice palate cleanser after something like Avengers Age of Ultron. And, getting an Ant-Man 2, that's the one I feel like, we're treading water. I just feel like we're going anywhere. Like this one, I thought it was a nice change of pace. I actually really enjoyed this film for the most part. I love how it starts out because so much of Phase 4 was tragic. Everyone lost something, whether it be Wakanda or Thor or Spider-Man. Here, he's like, his life is better than ever. And I thought that was a really interesting way to start this movie. But at the same time, he's still dealing with the fact that I lost so much time with my daughter, who is going down this path that kind of when I went down. But once we finally get to the quantum realm and everything, I thought that was so much fun. I love the dynamic between Paul Rudd and Catherine Newton. Is that the actress who plays his daughter? I thought they were great together. And Michelle Pfeiffer and Jonathan Majors. That's the thing. Michelle Pfeiffer, she gets so much to do in this film, and any time that she's on screen, or especially when she's paired with Jonathan Majors as Kane, is fantastic. And I think Kane he is very much the heir apparent to Thanos. He's a worthy villain, and I love his scenes with her and Scott Lang. I mean, pretty much everyone in the movie. And I liked a lot of the action. I liked how they played with the quantum realm and the color palette. It actually reminded me. A lot of people saying this is a straight comedy. Like I vehemently disagree against that. I think this is a movie that's definitely taking inspiration from a lot of hard sci-fi films from the 50s, 60s, and 70s, even the 80s. A lot of inner space in this movie, and it tries to explain a lot of the science and scientific, terms and hypotheses. I was like, this is cool, but I can see where it not being for everybody. I do think it's very CGI heavy. There's not a lot of practical stuff in this movie, and I'm someone who loves practical effects, so I can see that, definitely disappointing some. The character of MODOK, who I don't want to go into too much details with, because they do a lot of changes, and I think, diehards of the comics would probably not like what they do. I think his design's not great, but what they end up doing with him, I thought was very amusing. I liked that. I thought it was very funny, unexpected. He has one of my favorite lines in the film. And yes, the third act is huge. It's bombastic, but I don't know, when we get those small moments and stuff between like Scott Lang and Kane, when it's just between the two of them, I just really love that in that last part of the film. And I think it's a solid start for Phase 5. I like what they introduced. It's not without its issues. I feel it's very exposition heavy, and I think some of that can, just feel like word vomit. But I don't know. I enjoy it. I thought it was a much better film compared to something like Ant-Man and the Wasp, the sequel. So I give this a high matinee.
All right, I thought you were going to go full praise with.
No.
And see, there's so much you said that I completely agree with, and I do think it's better than Ant-Man and the Wasp. I do like it better than the second one because it did do something different.
Yeah.
Like right off the bat, it's like you're doing something different, and I appreciate that. It just the Ant-Man movies, they just kind of aim low or mid range, and with the first one they actually hit a little bit above it, and with this one I was like, this could be better if they were really aiming higher. I just so many places where I'm like, man, you took the mediocre path, and I wish you hadn't done that. It is ruining my enjoyment of this. But total respect on your opinion.
So, Mr. Emailer, put your goddamn drinks away. Yeah. I ended up liking the movie.
Yeah. I think you know people.
Yeah. You don't know me.
I thought you had seen your stream and you had already said something. That's why I thought.
Oh, what did I say?
No, I thought that's what happened.
I
thought you had already given your review on the stream. He saw it, and you already going off.
I think this guy just has personal issues against me.
Oh, I know Chris Herman's going to trash it, so let me get my whiskey so I can enjoy it.
He hated Avatar 2 and Fablemans, which I did.